Authorities in Cumberland County, New Jersey, say a man who fled the scene of a hit-and-run accident spent a couple of hours hiding out at a nearby radio station where he fell asleep. Vineland police say 25-year-old Alexander Ballesteros entered the unoccupied studios at WVLT, which were unlocked, during the overnight hours after the accident. Later, an early morning preacher for co-located WMIZ found the man asleep and chose not to disturb him. He finally called officers when Ballesteros was allegedly lowered his trousers and defecated on the WVLT floor. The Bridgeton man was arrested, then charged with trespassing, as well as other offenses related to the hit and run. With Radio Racket Radio News.
Could you see, for example...
No.
VLT putting together an advisory panel.
We need more disco!
I was going to say, you would have RJ on the one end of the panel, saying there needs to be more disco on the station.
You know who it is.
I vote for TP.
And I was going to say, what about a custodial person who could discuss more effective ways of cleaning up the poo on the floor? Sorry. And that did happen.
It's part of the news.
It was part of the news. Now, as I said on the Radio Racket Forum this week...
Where was RJ when all this happened?
Yeah, I said, what a shame it is that RJ was nowhere to be found during this, because maybe he could have worked out a deal to get a discount if he helped to clean it up. But I guess that did happen, right? It was in the paper.
It's got to be true.
It was on the police blotter.
And it was on the internet.
Someone fell asleep, hit and run, allegedly.
Drunk.
Allegedly, speculation, whatever. Yeah, had to be something. Had to be something.
No jive.
Who walks away from an accident if they're not drunk?
Exactly. First of all, exactly. Who
Seriously.
walks away from an accident if he has nothing to hide, leaves his own car there in the middle of the intersection, runs to a radio station, opens the door, and then what's stupider, the person who does that or the station who leaves the place unlocked?
Yeah, that's... I wonder who the last person to leave the building.
Oh, I'm sure.
It wasn't me!
Could you see? Carl Hempel probably has memos all over that place. Probably littered like toilet paper all... Well, I guess there wouldn't be any toilet paper. Maybe there was toilet paper. We need the I-team to find out.
Did you do them on a mimeograph machine?
Something had to have been going on. But what possesses someone not only to do what we just said, but to allegedly... drop trowel
I don't think the poop was alleged.
And do that. Yeah, I think... Honestly, Kyle, I think you're right. Because I'll tell you why you're right. Who would make that up?
I think there were definitely logs on
There
the
was,
floor.
all right. Well, we don't need to get graphic and describe
Okay, that'll
it in
do.
detail. Well, no, I don't blame him. I blame myself.
That should have been your lead
for
story.
bringing this up. Well, had the show been on Monday night, it probably would have been.
This is true.
It made the radio info, the bullet, the headlines. Did you see it?
I did. It's great.
I wonder if there was still a stench there tonight.
Man poos on FM side of AM-FM combo. Click here.
Wonder if it affected the signal.
Probably helped the AM's ground system.
Could you imagine the poor...
That AM was terrible when I was there.
Imagine.
I wonder if that affected the Spanish station bleeding all over the FM. I think we figured out the right way to fix the problem.
Imagine that poor preacher.
And if it's who I think it was, he's a hell of a nice guy. Because if it's who I think it was, when we were doing the radio show on the overnights on the FM, the gentleman used to come in wearing a full suit at 4 o'clock. I mean, I told him, I said, it's radio, senor, it's radio. But he would wear very impeccably dressed and wear a nice suit and do his sermon. Very nice gentleman. If it's who I think it is. I realize a lot could have changed in 8 to 10 years, but if it's who I think it is, just the thought, here's what I was trying to visualize this week.
Don't give me your shit.
I was trying to visualize this gentleman walking in and seeing this undesirable passed out on the little bench under the window that goes to the FM studio. I then am imagining him coming out and watching this guy stagger up, lower his trousers, and do something like that.
Oh, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
And
there's a bathroom right there. It's adjacent to the room.
And the best part of this is the layout of the joint. Like, you could probably
I
visualized that.
I have visualized this whole thing. In fact, I visualized it so much, I've been trying to get it out of my mind.
That's sick.
Who was the unfortunate soul? That's what the I-team needs to dig.
Oh, I
dig
think,
up.
actually, I spoke with one of my good friends from that era of my life at that radio station.
And
we've got, we say 10 to 1 odds. We know who it was. And I think Jeff knows who it was, too. So, we'll do some digging. In fact, we'll give you a quick preview, perhaps. You want a quick preview?
Oh, sure.
What it'll sound like? Tonight, the I-Team investigates mayhem at a Vineland radio station. Someone had to clean up after the elephants. If it's who I think it was who had to clean up the defecation there, it's the same person who I witnessed at a circus at an official station event.
It involved another thing that looked like a log, right?
That it was a hot dog.
A hot dog.
It was a hot dog. And interestingly, the same person who dropped the hot dog into elephant feces at the circus said he wanted his hot dog back, and we had to tell him, that you don't want to eat that. Well, can we clean it up? I said, no, that's disgusting. And the general manager says as he's crying, I'll buy you another hot dog. And he yells out, I don't want another hot dog. I want that hot dog. And he's pointing to it as it's...
Didn't he call it a Frankfurter?
Yeah, Frankfurter. Right. All right, I've lost control of the show. Phone numbers...
You're a bunch of bull.
This is not what the show's all about. We have a lot of new listeners, and...
no, it's very much what the show's
Come on.
Yeah, I know.
The fact...
I mean, as
it
much
doesn't
as
happen every day.
And that's the only reason why I'm letting us talk about this tonight. I don't want this to be discussed every week.
The only
Got to
thing,
get it out of your system, all right?
The only thing that could have been better if it was a station employee that did it. Then that's even bigger news.
Right.
I mean, that would be phenomenal.
Because the name would most likely have come out.
Right.
And would you try to line up an interview? Maybe you should try to get this guy. What's his name?
He's probably in the lockup.
Nah, down there, that's small potatoes down there. I'm sure he's out.
Well, we should see if we can take him.
Be his one phone call.
How hard could it be? How many? What's the fellow's name?
Was it Nelson Balestros or?
Yeah, how many Mr. Balestroses could there be in Bridgeton?
Alexander. I-Team, get on that.
He's in Bridgeton. We have people in Bridgeton. Jim Williams.
Jim Williams is in the
Jonathan
neighborhood.
B. Casey.
Hey, Jim Williams might know this guy. He's 25.
Oh, so he's in the demographic. He's in the same community. Do you think he listens to WSNJ?
No. Someone should get on this.
All right.
Maybe it was really just a commentary on the station programming.
Well, you know what we used to call the station. New rules, getting back to real content.
Oh, okay.
Some of the I know. Well, now I've got to do 3 hours of nonstop content just to undo.
But that was content.
The past 20 minutes. Also, I have a special bulletin for some of our listeners. Most of you, this will not be applicable. But I know there are many of you listening who own smaller, independently owned radio stations. And in the coming week or two, I would like to speak with you off the air. Why do you laugh? What's so funny?
You make it sound like you're so important.
All right, well, then don't call me then.
Well, no, as if you're like the...
Whoa.
Like the...
Yeah. He'll have his people call their people, all right?
I'm not actually going to be talking to them. You're calling my office.
No, I was totally out of line. You're not important.
I never claimed to be important.
We have to have a chat. Now, of course, you own many radio stations. I own none.
You have no idea what I'm even talking about.
No, I don't. But it's
do.
just funny the way you
Actually,
position
Kyle
it.
does. I didn't even realize that. Kyle does know what I'm talking about. So I would like to put the APB out there. If you are a terrestrial radio licensee, I think I have an offer you can't refuse. So give me a ring.
Don George.
Or shoot me an email.
Don Brewster.
Thanks to those of you who have been holding on. We'll start off tonight with the New York line, Radio Racket, Audio 18. Go ahead. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Howdy.
How are you?
Good.
So what's up?
What's new?
There's a lot of good things I've heard on the...
Who are we talking with?
How big are the cue cards you're reading off of?
Share with you guys.
All right, who are we talking with?
This is Alex, I think. Right?
Yep.
Alex in Florham Park.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that name, yes. All right, Alex.
You didn't seem too pleased when you said that, George.
Well, no, I was trying to think. Everyone knows who it is except me.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't mean to sound disrespectful. All right, Alex, what's going on?
Okay. 101.9 in New York City changed formats to...
Yes, that was 3 weeks ago.
Next topic, please.
Okay.
We've talked about that extensively on the show.
Yeah.
It's our audience, George.
I'm sorry, did I burst your bubble? I don't mean to be rude.
And 101.5, New Jersey 101.5 has been... They haven't been doing much with their shows, like the Under the Boardwalk show doesn't play as much as it used to.
I have no idea what that is.
But did you hear what happened in Vineland this week?
Yeah, and
What are your thoughts
happened?
on that?
What happened in Vineland?
with the radio station, WVLT.
Yeah, what happened on late at night Tuesday night? All right, Alex, I think there's something wrong with the phone. Oh, I'm sorry?
I heard it like about 15 minutes ago. I wasn't really sure what it was.
And what are your thoughts on this, though?
Well, the guy shouldn't have done whatever it was that he did.
What did he do?
I'll tell you what he did.
Let him speak. What do you think about it, though?
That the FCC had the right for regulations of the station to crack down after what he did.
Crack down on that guy's crack?
What FCC violation is that, though?
Yeah, where in the rule book will you find?
I want to read that.
And what is the fine?
Is the fine...
Probably not as much because it was off the air.
I can't label it how much the fine is for that.
Yeah, think about it. Think about if he did that with an open mic.
If it were live on the mic, that really would have been a fine because Stern did something, I forget what specifically it was, and I know that was one of the old Infinity things that was cited in one of those settlements. All right, Alex, thank you, and glad to hear you're listening. Do you like the 101.9 in New York?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, we can't hear it down here because the station doesn't stream.
That pesky Q102's in the way.
Well, 105.5 WDHA does stream, though. And they have been streaming for a while now.
I'm sorry, what does that have to do with anything?
Are you the
105.5 has been streaming for years.
Are you the one that's on the IM with me?
I sure am.
Okay, you were saying that the DHA is offering a new contest on weekdays. Every fifth caller could win a Mustang GT.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Now,
they've had that for ever since Christmas week. They've been having that. So
now,
it's been
is
a
this
while.
a station only promotion, or is this like one of those nationwide group things that no one can actually win?
Well, DHA is Greater Media, right?
Yeah,
so
they're not...
they've only got, 20 stations or so. So I would doubt it.
And MMR hasn't promoted anything like that.
And every fifth caller could win a car? So if your callers 1 through 4, you can't win the car, is what they're saying.
Yeah, call it every fifth caller.
I was going to say, of course you could win a car. Anybody could win a car. All right, well, we'll have to see what happens with that.
Sign up online. You would have to sign up online on the DHA Rock Your House contest, and they offer that at the end of the contest. They offer that to whoever wins the contest.
Okay, well,
Write that down, George.
All right, well, I want everyone to get in on that. I know I could use a new car, too. Alex, I appreciate the call. Thank you. And thank you for listening to the Philadelphia line, I think. Philadelphia on the radio racket.
Hey, this is Tori from South Carolina.
Is it really, or is it someone imitating, Tori?
It's really.
It is?
You're not good at deciphering
That's
calls,
definitely
George.
him.
Yeah.
I miss having a call screener. What's happening, Tori?
Hello.
Talk to me.
Uh-oh. What?
What?
Nothing.
What was that all about?
South Carolina.
Why'd you hang up on me?
Get that butter.
Why'd you hang up?
Yeah, that's not cool.
So the radio around here is crap. We get a lot of country, a lot of other stuff.
And he doesn't get the Paul Walker station. It's such a shame.
I don't get it. Is it a good station?
No.
I never heard it yet.
No, you're not missing. Are they even on the air?
There's a station here, 1530 WEASC, and it's an R&B station on AM.
No, give me some songs. What songs is the station playing?
Crappy.
Oh, all right, then don't give me any songs. What are the call letters?
Like Alicia Keys and stuff like that.
And the call letters?
W-E.
I'm sorry?
WASC.
ASC? And
Yeah.
I'm guessing this is a daytimer?
Yeah, it is.
So if it's on 1530? All right, so the best part about the station is once the sun goes down, you can hear the sports station out of Cincinnati.
Cool.
CKY.
And that's messed up that somebody took a crap on Star 92 on 92.1 WVLT on the radio station.
Yes.
Well, the crap wasn't actually taken on the radio station. It was actually taken in the radio station.
Right, but it was on WVLT's floor.
My balls are big.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, God.
Go juggle them.
All right.
What's
is it a
happening?
full moon tonight?
That was a couple
See,
nights
this is what happens when you start the show with a story like the WVLT story.
But it was news, George. It was news.
That was the full moon was a couple nights ago.
Yeah, well, we weren't on the show a few nights ago, so this is the full moon show. Incidentally, to Jake Longwell. Jake, if you're listening,
call in right now.
Yes, please. I mean it.
You have a newfound respect for Walter, don't you? Wherever he is.
Jake, if you're listening, and I hope you are, you may remember last week Oswego Jeremy called in from Cayuga. Is it Cayuga Community College?
I always said Cayuga.
I thought it was Cayuga too, and I figured out why. I figured out why we say Cayuga, because there is a Cayuga Street in Philadelphia, spelled the exact same way.
Yeah,
that is
right.
probably why we say Cayuga. But Oswego Jeremy wanted to, I guess, get in touch with you and chat it up since you both went to the same school, and presumably since you're both blind. So, well, no, he said that. He actually did say that. So I got a nice email from Jeremy, and I have not yet gotten back to him, of course, but this is my way of getting back to him. So, Jake, if you're interested in chatting it up with Jeremy, you can send me an email, and I'll put you guys into contact with each other, okay? Okay.
Yeah, and I heard on last week's show that Jake, we did not know he was blind. What do you know?
Yes, in fact, I think the way
he didn't say blind. He said visually impaired, which may mean that he's maybe partially
No,
blind
I thought his exact words were, "I have a confession to make." You say it like it's a crime, like brokered way. I heard Marcucci called into the RJ soiree tonight, or was it a Joker pretending to be him?
Joker.
You never know.
I heard Dennis Marcucci.
No, I never. I never.
All right, lines are open. So if you feel like reaching out and touching us, you can do that. I can sneak in a call. Larry S., for example. Larry S. called in toward the very end of last week's show, and we had to give him short shrift. So, Larry, if you call in right now, you get 7 minutes. But that's okay. There are other things to talk about, not many, though. If you have a question for our guest, or we're hoping we'll have a guest coming up in the next hour. You know what? That's it, Kyle. Let's do this right now.
What's that?
Let's go to the Dance Radio Forum and see.
We could talk about Talent Master's 20th Annual Morning Show Boot Camp. It's less than 6 months away.
Let's see if there's any discussion of Tony coming on to the show. If there is, then maybe he will be coming on, because we need to know what is going on. That we need to know. So, oh, by the way, the name of the thread was Dance Music OK Philly, You're Next.
Oh, boy.
Was the name of the thread. So, Kyle, I think you and I are kind of on the same page with this.
Yeah.
but still looking forward to a possible conversation. I'll tell you who I don't want to talk with. I don't want to talk with the person who posted in all caps on that thread there. All right. See what else happens here. Now, what's this, though? It says, I just received an email from Tony saying he'll join us on tonight's show during the 11 o'clock hour.
He did?
You wrote it. At 5:10 p.m. on Radio Info, Kyle D. wrote, I just received an email from Tony, and he'll be joining us on tonight's show during the 11 o'clock hour.
But then I sent him one back saying, okay, because he says, okay, what time would you want me to call in? I'd love to talk about it.
And then you gave him the number.
So I sent him an email back and said, how about 11 o'clock? Here's the numbers, and I never heard back. So.
All right, well, maybe we'll hear from him at that point. All right, this could be Larry S. Hello? It might not be. Philadelphia line, Radio Racket.
You guys hung up on me.
Yeah, George, that wasn't very nice.
Well, you started talking about prurient subjects that I just didn't think were appropriate for broadcast.
We're talking about your testicles.
Yeah, that's not the kind of show we do, Tori.
Oh. The radio is messed up here. I was listening to my Wi-Fi radio. I was getting stuff from all over the place.
What stations?
Like everything. I can get stuff from Philadelphia and stuff from all over. And I'm sorry I said that about my private parts. I was good.
Yeah, that's not the kind of show we do.
Okay,
That's the kind
that'll
of show
do.
we do, George.
Are you looking for the Opie Anthony show?
No, that's on XM. I don't listen to that.
But you have XM. You have Sirius. You have an HD radio.
XM,
So, how many of your 50 radios do you have turned on right now?
My friend's over here. He said he wants to talk on the air.
Well, who is he? Is he qualified?
He's from South Carolina.
But is he qualified?
He's from South Carolina. That's all that matters.
I put him on.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Who's this?
This is Zach Benton. I'm Tori's friend.
Zach?
Mm-hmm.
Tori, it's friends?
Well, it's good to meet you, so to speak. It's Kyle, George, and Roscoe.
Are you blind too?
Yeah, I'm blind. I'm recently been...
It's like 2 a week, George.
You know about the computer program called JAWS?
Oh, we're very well familiar.
Oh, yes. I wouldn't have thought I'd be familiar with this a year ago, but now I am. Yes.
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, but
well, there's good reason for that.
You should be. This is my first time on the radio, so.
Do you play the voice of Jaws?
Can I play the voice of Jaws?
Because you sound like the voice of Jaws.
Can I sound like the voice of Jaws?
No, you do.
Yeah,
like
we've
the voice
heard
of
the Jaws. It does sound like you, like a southern version of Jaws.
I'm over at Tori's house right now. I'm just turning on the laptop right now. We got on the Wi-Fi radio.
Oh, that's cool. How'd you get there?
We've been on there since before the radio racket started.
No, I mean, how did you get to Tori's house?
Oh, I got my dad.
Okay.
He picked me up, and he brought me over there, and then we met, and then I went over there.
Oh, okay. All right, so you've got the Wi-Fi radio. Do you like it?
I don't have the Wi-Fi radio. My friend does. I listen to his. It's a really neat Wi-Fi radio, and I like it. I plan on trying to listen to the station as much as I can because it's a great station and pretty neat.
And what station is it? You mean our station?
Yes, this station.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry, I'm not used to hearing things like that about our station.
Good for you, George.
I thought he was talking about a good station.
Let me pat you on the back.
Well, thank you for saying that, Zach. It is Zach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Zach, do you know where Abbeville is?
No, I don't know where that is.
Good.
Yeah, you might want to keep it that way. All right, well, Zach, it was good to meet you, and thank you for listening and saying some nice things. I do appreciate it.
Okay, well, I'm sorry for my buddy's inappropriate language. Sometimes he can sometimes get that way.
That's okay. Can you hit him for me?
Sure.
Just kind of feel your way around and just kind of smack him.
Just knee him in that area he was not allowed to talk about.
Yeah. All right, Zach, thank you, and I hope you guys have a good weekend.
Okay.
Thank you, Zach.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Yeah, keep that down for a second. All right, now the lines are jammed. The line.
Now you're going to give someone short shrift.
I forget now who was on what line. Who's on this line?
I don't know, George.
Hello? Just speak. Anyone? No. Are we giving short shrift?
Well, we're down to our last, 3 minutes?
Yeah, it's short shrift. But what about, now what line is Tony, did you tell Tony to call in on?
I told him he could call whichever one he liked and to let me know which one he was going to call in.
Oh, okay, all right. So, all right, let's take a short, well, no, it's not time to take a break. We're 2 minutes away from the news. When we come back.
Yes, tease.
Oh, boy, when we come back, I hope we'll be joined by Tony Santiago, and he is the head of the New York Radio Dance Coalition. Their mission, what's so funny?
I don't.
Their mission is to...
Is that a paid position?
I don't know. I asked him if it was a 501c3, but he never...
Does he have, like, lobbying power in
Well,
Washington?
that's what I said. Are you licensed or not licensed? Are you registered with the FEC? But the New York Radio Dance Radio Coalition is the mission statement. I would imagine is. Do they have a website, by the way?
They have a MySpace page.
Okay, I'll have to look at that.
That means it's legit.
During the break. Well, then again, we have a MySpace page.
That means we're legit.
Are you still doing anything with our MySpace page?
Yeah, I log in occasionally. But there's just so little activity that I think most people are just...
Would it bother you if I turned it over to somebody else, or do you enjoy doing it?
Well, who would you turn it over to?
I don't want to say on the air, but...
Well, you can tell me off the air.
Okay, would that bother you? I mean, if you want to continue with that, that's fine.
Well, I think that...
I had a consultant say that we're underutilizing our website and our MySpace, so we need to dump them. I don't know. What else? What else is going on, Roscoe? You're feeling better, I guess, than last week. You were illing last week.
I'm probably at about 98%.
98%.
Mike Phillips interviewed the Phillies ball girls this week.
Oh, that's, you know how much I care about that?
Now that's something to give short shrift.
All right, so it's Sonic said owned and operated, 18 America. The hit counter is out of control. When we come back,
killer phones.
More of your phone calls and other things, including maybe some more talk. I'd like to talk more about content. Also, I wanted to ask what some of you thought about the idea of, you see what happens in Boston, what Entercom is doing at WEEI, most highest rated anyway sports station in America, expanding the network all over New England on various other small stations. Is it time for WIP to do that here? We'll talk about it on the other side. Sonic said owned and operated.
Good topic.
18 America.